Hello, you're listening to Questboard, a podcast where we normally make up random side quests. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Tiffany. And just so you know, we are not professional writers in any way, shape, or form. At least we don't claim to be. We just really like tabletop RPGs, and we do this for fun.
Yeah, we like to do things for fun, but I'm sure you noticed I said we normally make up random side quests. Today, we are actually trying something new where we make up random characters instead. Tiffy's got this card game or something that basically allows us to generate random characters, and so we're trying out a random character generator.
Yep, the card game is called Fatum. That is spelled Fatum, if you want to go get it for yourself. These are like tarot cards, essentially, that you use to build a character. And I absolutely love doing it, so this is literally for fun for me.
She already made the character.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it is.
So, today's character,
I don't know how to read this. I don't remember how to read this.
we're starting in the middle.
Okay.
So, it has you place the first card in the middle. That is the basis of your character. It starts with a class. Our character today is a wizard. It also has the optional card you can add of race. So, a half elf wizard.
Oh, okay.
Next, it has you decide what their origin is, like where they're from, kind of thing. So, it has you put a place card. That would be the top left one for you, Brandon. The others can't actually see this.
Yeah, it's great in the audio medium.
I know, right? So, our character is from an ancestral land. Whatever ancestral land for half elves would be. I'm very curious, honestly.
I think that's up to us to decide. But do you want me to take this picture and post it on Twitter when it gets this episode releases?
Actually, that'd be a fantastic idea. Then everyone can see this gorgeous art. The cards are really beautiful.
Yeah, but they'll also see that your barbarian card's not on the slot and it's like slightly askew.
My OCD hates me for that one missed card, I know. It's okay. I'll live.
No, it's not okay. It's tilted.
Anyway, the next card it has you put down is background. So that would be the one to the top right in this case. So the background of our half elf wizard from an ancestral land is king. So be that he's from, born of a king or is a king.
Royalty. It's royalty in general.
Yeah. So that also kind of gave us a gender for this character because the card itself is either king or queen. So it gave us king, therefore this is a man.
But if it's royalty in which if it's like it could be his father as the king, that makes him or her the prince or princess.
That is true. There is also that possibility. So next up, it has you draw bonds. These are people or other characters that mean something to this character. On the left side, I drew father, and on the right side, I drew brother. Like the amount of cards I could have gotten out of that were so many, but I got father and brother.
Oh my god. This is gonna turn into like a Game of Thrones episode where we just
Maybe.
political intrigue.
I don't know. But he's definitely very close to his father and brother. Like those are like he or she, whatever. They're close bonds. So, the next card it wants you to draw is Mark of the Past. This is going to be the bottom left closest to the character. I drew victory. So some sort of victory took place in this character's past. And then impetus. It's a weird word. I actually had to kind of look it up, but the meaning of impetus in this context is what drives this character. What thing is like their driving force of their entire being. And the card I drew is separation. So the next thing you do after that is some of these cards ask questions. Like the father card says, who? And has you draw from two different decks. The card I got off of that is barbarian. So this person's father is a barbarian. Do we want to say barbarian king? Maybe. Next, I drew who for the brother and got bandit. So this character's father is a barbarian, brother is a bandit. Next up, next question I had to answer was for the or sorry, victory is where a cemetery. And then the question is to who? And the card I drew for that one is a dragon. So was it a victory over a dragon in a cemetery or the dragon's victory in the cemetery?
Okay, like I'm trying to let you finish, but I'm like, I already have a complete story.
Nice. All right. There's one more card.
Yeah, just finish the last card. I will just tell you my entire story I made up while you're doing this explanation.
I can't wait. So on the separation card, it says who. So who were you separated from? The card I drew, and this is the one that threw the biggest curveball for me because I'm like, the heck do I even do with this? Investigator. So some sort of separation happened with an investigator. And that's kind of the whole layout and explaining how I got this character, kind of.
So,
What were you going to say?
what I would say is the entire story that I constructed in my mind is basically his father, the barbarian king, gained his kingdom, like basically in his ancestral lands, fighting the dragon, meaning victory over the dragon.
Okay.
Therefore, if I believe the main character and the brother were small children at the time
Right, right.
when they rose into nobility, basically. Barbarian father, the barbarian king, rise to power and all that stuff.
Nice.
Now, the separation would be the brother being a bandit or going into the life of banditry actually kills the father,
Mm,
and which then the investigator basically is your character trying to find the brother who ran off into banditry. So that there's his motivation for leaving and going out to be a adventurer is trying to find his brother. He's investigating why his brother decided to kill their father.
okay, so he becomes an investigator. He's trying to find his brother. Thank you.
Yes, investigating the separation, i.e., death of the father, and the reasoning behind it.
Yes. And other separation, as in the brother left. He ran, trying to figure out why he killed the father.
Yes.
Fascinating.
That is the entire like incorporating all those cards. That's what I came up with.
No, I like that. I like that a lot. So his father is a dragon slayer.
I don't know how in depth do we want to go with these episodes. This is new, so I'm not entirely sure.
Well, it's like, okay, so did the father actually kill the dragon? Or was it a group effort?
I think it'll be like the father spearheaded. It's like you know how it's like the commander of the knights kind of thing takes the glory kind of thing.
Yeah. And then everyone else is just like, yes, the dragon slayer, he shall be our king.
Basically that, yeah, like the people who helped him in the fight are loyal to him
Gotcha.
kind of thing. And maybe it was just like maybe his father being an elf,
Oh, an elf barbarian?
and the main character being a half elf. That means that the character's mother is human.
Or something else, you never know.
Maybe it's a story of within this world, the ancestral lands being taken over by a dragon.
Mm.
Obviously, the final fight with the dragon will be in the cemetery, maybe because it's a more open area, so that's more of a dramatic fight that happened in the past,
Or that's the area that the dragon has chosen to be its lair.
or that because they were like the elves were driven from their ancestral land. They had like they live amongst like humans and all that stuff, and that's how the father met the mother, kind of thing.
Right.
And it's always been like a dream of like the elven people to reclaim their homeland and all that stuff. And so the father, being just very charismatic and influential and all that stuff, gathers enough people to actually go in, fight the dragon. And it's just like the view of like the chosen one or the one who reclaimed our homeland again, which is the father, then they see as the king, basically. Because without him, then they wouldn't have reclaimed their ancestral land.
True. And it actually does make a lot of sense that the player character or the NPC, honestly, it could be either at this point. The character being created here.
Now, you know what's funny? As a DM in the past, like I've done things where it's like I've had plenty of character ideas
Mhm.
and I would just toss them out as NPCs.
Yeah, because I love making characters.
I would give them player characters and all, but player character levels
Yeah.
and just tossing them out as NPCs just for the heck of it.
I was gonna say, though, it makes sense that this character would become an investigator being a wizard because they're all about, like, study and knowledge and finding, like, finding the truth or finding the facts type of thing. So that does make sense that this character would become an investigator.
Well, I mean, there's that, or it would have been better if they would have been, if this is fifth edition, it would have been better if he was a rogue investigator archetype.
Yeah?
But I feel like the investigator card is just more a symbolism of the reason why the separation,
Yeah.
i.e., brother killing father.
And I gotta find out why.
Yes, and that is the perfect call to action to go out and adventure.
Mhm.
Go out into the world because he doesn't know where this bandit group is. Do you want to think of the name of the bandit group that the brother joins?
Mm. No, maybe, I don't know. Red Hawks.
Okay, that is a generic
Yeah.
bandit name.
Insert generic bandit name here. No, he's in the picture that you all can totally see right now if you're looking at the one he has posted on Twitter, possibly slightly before or the same time this episode airs. The bandit has a slightly red hood. That's what gave me the idea.
If I remember to actually upload this to Twitter, I'm sorry if I don't. I'm very bad at with social media.
I mean, I saw the post last week, so
Yeah, but I still forget.
I'll try to remind you, says the person who forgets more.
I I think that's like unless you want to come up with something else. I mean, I cracked it in one go. I think.
You really did. You just took all of that and just made a really cool character. I like the whole concept. Like he's the son of a barbarian king who slew a dragon, who then got murdered, and he's trying to find his brother, the one who murdered his father or her father. Honestly, at this point, could be either. I just keep saying his because the picture on the card is
Yeah, the wizard is a guy.
yeah. But honestly, could be either in this case, whatever you want your character to be. That is up to you if you use this character as an NPC with a tragic backstory, or if you use this as a character with a tragic backstory. It fits.
Okay. I think we have time for another. You have a second prepared set.
I do. I do have a second one prepared. All right. Sending this one to you now. So this one is a bit of a darker theme.
Oh, hang on. What's the name of the first character?
Well, we said either male or female, so do we come up with a name?
Excuse us for not knowing what to do. This is the first time we're ever doing this. So, do we want to come up with names with our characters? We could come up with a gender neutral name.
Oh, yeah, giving me more work here, huh?
Not like
You do realize every character we come up with, we'd have to give a gender neutral name.
no. Well, I'm saying this one is very uniquely could be either or.
Yes. All right. Give me a minute. I'm looking through my list of 100 names that I have generated for today. I'm not finding any really good gender neutral ones. I don't know why, but there is a name that jumped out at me, and it's actually kind of hilarious.
What is it?
Tim.
Tim?
Yes, he's a wizard. My name is Tim.
One, this is a young character. Two, I don't think Tim is a gender neutral name.
I mean,
I was thinking like Taylor.
yeah, Taylor could work. I'm liking Taylor. That's much better than Tim.
Or Jody.
I was just going for the Monty Python reference.
I actually don't recognize that reference.
What? They meet like he's some sort of magic dude. He's stopping them from crossing a bridge.
Was that his name? Tim?
The actual script called for a really obnoxiously eccentric name, but the actor forgot it. And instead of trying to remember the name and breaking character in the scene, he says Tim with a question mark at the end. He's like, "My name is Tim," and they kept that because it was hilarious.
I don't remember that. Okay.
Look at me knowing a reference that you don't. I remember to think.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's great. I like Taylor.
Okay. It was just a gender neutral name.
Yeah.
Now, second set of cards that I'll hopefully upload as well.
Yes. So this is a more Cthulhu based card set. It's called Dark Myths. It's still with the Fatum card, so it's still the same playstyle, but this one has more modern things in it. So our base character card, the one in the middle, the start of everything, only gives us a like personality. In this case, it is Idealist. And it also gives us a quote that my picture is really bad and is hard to read. Give me a second. Uh,
Yeah,
behind
I'm having trouble reading it.
behind this mask, there is more than just flesh. Beneath this mask, there is an idea and ideas. Oh shoot, I can't read that word.
So the top word is idealist.
Yes, Idealist is the character type. It's a quote from V for Vendetta, essentially. I think it says ideas are bulletproof. Yeah, I think it says ideas are bulletproof. So beneath this mask, there is an idea, and ideas are bulletproof. So this is an Idealist, is the character we have here.
You have poor lighting in this photo.
Yeah, no, I turned the lights on because it was getting dark and it was hard to see, and yeah, my bad. So, the next card it had me draw was Origin, of course, and I drew News Agency. So, the card after that, which gives me background, oddly fell perfectly into place being Journalist.
Well, okay, that's self-explanatory.
Yeah, this is the point where I texted you and said, holy cow, this next character's fitting together too well. An Idealist who's a journalist, like, it amuses me.
Yeah.
So next up, we have our bonds. Our first bond is subordinate. So they're very connected to a subordinate of theirs. The other bond they have is harrier. I'm trying to remember exactly what that means. That's like someone who pesters them, right?
How do you spell it?
Harrier, harrier.
A person who engages in persistent attacks on others or incursions into their land.
Okay, so that is what I thought it was. So they're somehow really connected to a harrier, like someone who bothers them. So, mark of the past. The card I drew for this is love. So, someone they were in love with, or are in love with. I don't know. It's in the past,
It's the Harrier. It's a love-hate relationship.
right? And then impetus. For this, I drew ritual, which really threw a wrench in everything because I feel like, I don't know, like a journalist would not fall into ritual, but maybe this person, like something has happened. This person is now driven by completing this ritual. So next I had to answer the questions on the cards. Who is the subordinate? A soldier. So they're very connected to a subordinate of theirs who is also a soldier. Maybe this is a person that follows them around and protects them while they're out finding the truth. Next card I drew for the Harrier. Who is this Harrier? I got another personality card. Naive. So the Harrier is naive. This one comes with a quote. Let's see if I can read it.
I can't.
I cannot either.
At least we know naive.
Yeah. There's nothing to be afraid of. They are my friends. They would never betray me. So a very naive.
Says the person who constantly attacks. Okay.
Yeah, that's the Harrier. They're extremely naive. I actually had a thought on this one as it was like a fan of the journalist who doesn't realize they're being obnoxious, but they're constantly there and constantly like, notice me. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
Okay, to build off of that, I was like, if you could go with like a junior at the news agency that accidentally leaks information or anything like that because they're trying to help with the case.
Oh, yeah. That could also be. All right, moving on. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Next question I answered for love was who? I got another personality card for the love. It is altruistic. The quote on this one is, "You may need this more than me. You'll see how everything is going to be all right." So it's someone who basically gives everything up because they love you. I kind of almost feel like that was something happened to this person. So I had a few questions to answer for ritual. First, I had to go with why. And the card I got for why, for these ones, you actually look at the symbols, not the word at the top or the quote. Those have no context in this. It's the symbol of the moon for this one. And the word I got was insanity. So the reason this character falls to ritualistic whatever is pure insanity. And then outcome is the pentagon on the card, and the word on that one is greater demon. So either our character is trying to become a greater demon or summon a greater demon. But then the final question on that card is who? Who are these rituals for? Like, who are they being, like, they're like speaking to or something like that? And I drew cosmic horror. So this reporter or journalist has started either worshiping or pleading a cosmic horror to maybe turn them into a greater demon just out of pure insanity.
Okay, first off, first character was so much easier.
Dark Myths gets a little weird.
Second off, I played a game with Hannah, our lovely fan Hannah,
Hi, Hannah.
called Sucker for Love,
Uh-oh.
where you summon Cthulhu because you want to go on a date with Cthulhu and smooch at the end.
Oh, I think I remember her talking about this one.
So, what happens if connecting the love and for who in the ritual
Oh no.
is this character basically wanting to summon Cthulhu or some eldritch horror because he wants to date them.
That's adorable. So they've fallen in love with an altruistic cosmic horror?
Well, the altruistic could be on the character's perspective,
Oh, okay.
not the horror's perspective.
Okay, okay. Gotcha. Makes sense there.
And so that will be the motivation behind wanting to do the ritual, but trying to not have it out in the open, which the Harrier constantly does is like keeps talking about like things that they're doing behind the scenes, basically bringing some light to like their actions.
Gotcha.
And let's say that the follower, if this person was like, if this takes place in like 1930s,
That's what it feels like.
then this person could have been a World War One journalist,
Ooh.
like on the field, and that's how they met their follower,
Okay.
the soldier
Yes.
who fought in the trenches in World War One.
Okay, okay.
But for his reason why he would go along with doing the ritual to summon cosmic horror, I don't know.
I fell in love.
Well, no, the character, the idealist, their ideals is to like is for the love and the purity between love. But it doesn't matter if one is a cosmic horror or not.
Right.
That's the idealist behind them. But I don't think the soldier has the same idealistic viewpoint.
Maybe the soldier doesn't know, and that's why the Harrier is a problem, because them, spouting random things could give away what's going on, and then our character could lose a really close friend.
Or basically a pawn.
Yes. I was thinking, like, because these are bonds, so I don't see how they're bonded to their Harrier, but this is difficult. So our character possibly saved the life of the soldier, who then now feels like they owe a life debt and now follows this character around because they are there to protect them. They're there to save them.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know how a wartime reporter would save someone. They're not usually on the front lines or anything like that.
No, but maybe something happens and puts this person in a situation where just a small act of kindness has now saved this person's life and they feel like they owe a debt.
Or maybe it's like a take this back to my loved one kind of thing when they were in like met in the trenches.
Hmm.
And then let's say like they're from Britain, UK.
Mhm.
And so then the reporter goes back and delivers the thing to his loved one.
Okay.
Then he has more of a sense of duty or obligation, possibly.
Possibly.
And it could be like that kind of relations. Also, the actual character, the idealist, still keeping him in the dark about things.
Right. Because I was thinking the way that our character, the idealist here, falls in love with our cosmic horror, maybe they have a vision or they see it dealing something out like on the battlefield. They see it in action and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I love this horror."
I was going to actually say that like that you know where a good place for cosmic horrors and like the darkness come out is in a war.
Yeah.
So maybe like because of the mass killings of war, that's how helps like bring out the eldritch horrors from the depths basically.
Yeah, that definitely would do it. All that death.
That yeah, and that will be like a great moment where the idealist, the reporter, sees basically the beauty of one a specific eldritch horror
Right.
and fell in love at first sight, and then wanted to meet him or her again.
Yes. I feel like an eldritch horror would be genderless. Like, it is beyond that.
I feel like this would make a good antagonist for a campaign.
Exactly. I was like, this is an NPC. This is the big bad. This is the BBEG.
I wouldn't say it's a BBEG.
Not quite.
I would say that this is the one step before BBEG.
The cosmic horror.
The Cosmic Horror is the
Okay.
BBEG,
Yeah.
in which they would kill, let's say, okay, let's say the Idealist is a guy.
Okay.
It's back then. It's probably a guy that wouldn't be a journalist in the in the war. They probably wouldn't send a woman journalist.
Yeah.
It's during the time.
Or if they did, it would just be like, your token female character.
Yeah. But let's say he manages to summon the Cosmic Horror, and or like at like his final dying moments was to be able to summon the Cosmic Horror, right?
And see it again.
And the Cosmic Horror, it like comes into the realm and actually is infatuated with the Idealist.
Yes.
And then gets extremely pissed that their mortal died that they were
Oh,
infatuated with, and then tries to kill the group.
man, I feel like this is a moment. It was like, you killed my puppy. I must murder you now. It's like a full on John Wick moment.
Basically, actually, yeah, that's how the Cosmic Core views the Idealist, the journalist.
Oh no.
And also the Harrier would be the clues for the party, for the
Yes.
players to
Yes.
like catch wind about the ritual.
So, okay, our character, like the Idealist, is totally gonna be showing up periodically throughout the campaign. Like, things keep happening. Weird stuff is going on in this city, and your characters are trying to investigate this. And every time something happens, yeah, there's a reporter there. They're, gathering information on the scene so they can report what's going on. What you don't know is this reporter is the person that kind of sort of is causing all of these problems, trying to experiment, trying to figure out the right ritual to summon their love.
Boom,
But they
perfect.
keep summoning other things by accident.
We just made a campaign by accident.
I love it.
Most campaigns are made from just whatever the end boss is.
Yes.
That's how you make campaigns.
Yeah. This definitely fits Call of Cthulhu. Like, this whole card set is almost specifically for Call of Cthulhu.
No, I could see this. You could convert this into any tabletop system
Yeah. Okay.
because it's just concepts.
True.
You could have a very dark D&D thing and make custom monsters.
Yeah. No, I give you that. I'm just saying the art on it, when y'all get to see this art, it's very like, what'd you say, 1970s? No, 20s?
30s.
I'm bad with dates. The art on it makes you think of like an investigator or journalist of that time and stuff like that.
No, they remind me of just tarot cards you would find in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
And if you live in the Pacific Northwest like we do, everyone knows how they are in that city.
And I apologize for the photo quality on this image. Like I said, I had to turn lights on because it was getting dark. The first picture came out really good because I didn't have the lights on, and my phone is just awesome.
No, it was crooked. The first picture was horrible. One card is crooked.
I know, but the second one, there's a coaster in the corner, and it bothers me.
Oh, I didn't
Anyway,
even notice that one.
yeah, now you can look at it. In the future, I will try to get better pictures now that I know.
No, I'm just concentrating on the shine of your follower card.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you can't even see like what the other side of it is, hardly.
Anyways, I think this was a decently successful first episode. Oh, we didn't even say what this is called.
Oh,
This is our first episode of Character Jam.
yeah.
Patent pending. Just joking. I'm too lazy to actually patent it.
It's our working title.
Also, it's too vague terms to actually patent. But yeah, this is our first episode of Character Jam, where we try and make up random characters or accidentally make the bad guy that summons the big bad evil guy.
Mhm.
But
I thought of a name.
was it?
Phoenix Pierce.
Actually fits.
It does.
And that is a good journalist name.
I know, it jumped right out at me from my random list of 100 names. And like those two are actually together. Like, it's Phoenix Pierce on there. I didn't just mishmash two together as I usually do.
Anyways, if you enjoyed this, let us know on Twitter. at Questboard Pod, where you'll also find, hopefully, we'll find the images for this episode. We still take quest submissions if you
Mhm.
want to give us that on Twitter at Questboard Pod. I think with that, I wish you all a good night.
And happy questing.